Hello everybody, this is Ayushman and welcome back to my channel Keep Learning Initiative. So what are we going to do today? Today we are going to practice tongue twisters in English. So now a question might be arising in your mind that why are we going to practice tongue twisters today? Well, I have the answer for you. Tongue twisters are used to clarify the pronunciation of words that we are having trouble to pronounce, and it increases our speaking ability too. And if we are going to speak publicly, then we should always speak tongue twisters before going on to the stage so that our pronunciation will be tangible. And last but not the least, we can even challenge our friends and see that how many times can they speak the tongue twister clearly in English, and you are going to have a whale of a time. So let's begin, and please do repeat after me. First tongue twister is: if two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? Let's practice it again. If two witches were watching two watches, which witch would watch which watch? Now there's a tip that I would like to give to you, and that tip is that always focus on the pronunciation before speaking the tongue twister in haste or speaking it fast. Alright? So this was about the first tongue twister. Now let's move on to the second tongue twister. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be no, whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot, we'll weather the weather, whatever the weather, we like it or not. Okay, in this the where sound is coming a lot, so we need to focus on this. Let's repeat it again. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be no, whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot, we'll weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. Alright, let's move on to the third tongue twister. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Let's practice it again. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Alright, now let's move on to the fourth tongue twister. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Alright, now let's move on to the fifth tongue twister. I thought a thought, but the thought I thought wasn't the thought you thought either. Isn't it funny or hilarious? I laughed at it a lot when I did it, practice it at first time. Right? Let's practice it again, and the though, thought, this THO sound is coming repeatedly. So we have to practice this only. Let's repeat it one more time. I thought a thought, but the thought I thought wasn't the thought you thought either. Alright, now let's move on to the sixth tongue twister. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk. Alright, this is a tedious one. We need to practice it. Now I'm going to repeat it slowly. Alright? A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk. Alright, now let's move on to the seventh tongue twister. Swan swam over the sea. Swim, swam, swim. Swan swam back again. Well, swam, swan. Swan swam over the sea. Swim, swan, swim. Swan swam back again. Well, swam, swan. Alright, now let's move on to the eighth tongue twister. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? Wow, I love it. Let's practice it again. How can a clam cram in a clean cream can? Alright, now let's move on to the ninth tongue twister and the second last tongue twister for the day. Loopy lizards lying lazily aloft a little lane of logs. Let's practice it again. Loopy lizards lying lazily aloft a little lane of logs. Alright, now let's move on to the last tongue twister for today. Fresh fried fish, fish, fresh fried fish, fresh. Now in this tongue twister we are continuously repeating the FF sound always from the A, like it's just an idiom from A to Z. Right? Let's practice it again. Fresh fried fish, fish. Fresh fried fish, fresh. Alright? So this was all for today. Thank you for watching my video. And please like, share and subscribe to Keep Learning Initiative. I'll be coming back with more new videos. Till then, you take care. Keep smiling and keep learning. Till then, la revedere and hasta la vista, amigos.